Hi, welcome to my channel, Psychic Kathleen. I'm continuing along with my process of describing a client who has come to see me and their issue and cards that were drawn and how we interpreted the wisdom coming through. I also just want to mention that if you enjoy watching these videos, that you subscribe to my channel and give it a thumbs up if you enjoy watching it. That's very helpful for other people finding my videos online. So a client came to see me today, a young client in her early 30s whose career was going very well. Although the place that she was working for, she felt, although liked management, she enjoyed working for them, they were allowing her lots of room for creative development and expression. She felt that she also was taking on more corporate responsibilities and not being fairly compensated financially for them. So her question was, do you think I will stay long in this job, and how do you see my career unfolding over time? She's relatively new to the area. She moved here several months ago, so this is a relatively new position for her. And the first card I turned over was the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups would be like having a sense of meh. It's like a meh card. It's like going to the fridge to get something to eat and there's nothing in there that really grabs you. Or it would be like having a job that you really love, but they're not paying you very well. So that was when that triggered the conversation between the two of us about how she was feeling that she enjoyed the work, but it really wasn't giving her a fair enough compensation. So further to that, there were 3 fours out of 4 cards drawn in this section of the reading. 3 of those 4 cards were 4s, which 4 is a number of manifestation. It's a number of security and stability, like 4 walls in a room or the 4 corners of the world that they talk about. So I said to her, I think one of the messages clearly coming through is that be careful that the security of the job, the familiarity of it, doesn't, just kind of hold you there too long term. But on the other hand, the security that the job does offer at this point is good. It is giving you a foundation, a sense of stability, and it's holding you in one place, which is a good thing. So it's really, like all tarot readings, there are pluses and minuses. So looking at the positive side of the 4, but being careful that you don't get snagged by the negative side of the 4. And the reason that we know that is because the other piece of the reading had said, don't fall into a trap set by the Hermit. So the Hermit, I said to her, this would be like venturing off on your own. You're clearly not ready to do that. It may be something you want to do in the future. You may fantasize about it. Maybe you're journaling about it or, imagining it. And certainly at some future date that could very likely happen. But for you to leave your job even in the next year in favor of venturing on your own will be a trap and be a problem because you're not ready. So there's still more learning to be done. And she said, well, it's ironic all this has come up because I've asked to have a meet with my boss because I do want to talk to him about getting a raise. And she said, how should I approach that best? So the 10 of Discs answered that question. And I said, this is the family inheritance card. So think about how would your mom or your dad approach a situation like this in their own lives? What would they do? And she said, well, my father probably wouldn't say anything until he just blew a gasket, and then he would just get really mad. And she said, no, I don't want to do that. And she said, my mother would probably just leave. And I said, well, there you go. Then you might want to put all that together and say to your boss, you love the place, you'd love to stay, and you certainly have no intention of leaving into the foreseeable future. This is not a resignation by any means, but you just should know that I am dissatisfied with the remuneration in relationship to the amount of responsibility I'm taking, and I am starting to fantasize about leaving. And so is there any way that you could put some, boots to the ground here and show me that, it's not just a promise, but you are going to and will now start, increasing incrementally some improvements on my income. So she said that was kind of the approach I was thinking about too, but that was very helpful. She also had some questions, of course, about love, as most people do. And we drew a separate reading for that. And there were some elements in that reading that I thought you would find interesting to know. One of the cards had been, in the past, the Nine of Wands. So this is a card of feeling kind of tired. It's like you're feeling embattled. You've worked really hard and you can have just one more fight left in you, but you're getting sort of exhausted. And I said to her, I felt that, for her to find Mr. Right, so to speak, was going to be a while. She's going to feel pretty embattled and tired by the time she meets him. So that's not into the immediate or foreseeable future. It's going to be a while. The warning card had been the Star. And the Star card is all about all your hopes and dreams coming true. But because it's come up as don't fall, as a negative in a sense, a warning if you like, it's telling us that she's probably going to meet several that will stimulate her to be very hopeful that she's about to meet, or she has met Mr. Right. But, it's really going to be a bit of a roller coaster. So, just be warned, there's going to be a few that you're feeling really hopeful about, but unlikely to be the one. The distant future card was Justice, however, and what that tells us is that she will meet the right one, and it will be a very logical choice for her. It will be objective, it'll be balanced, and because Justice is blind, as you can see, and it's always depicted that way, he's going to be in a surprising package. So you may have thought, or have some ideas about what he's going to look like, but that part's going to be quite a surprise. So thank you once again for joining me here today. I hope you've enjoyed watching the video and listening to the process and how a tarot reading works. I look forward to seeing you again here soon. Bye for now.